Hey guys, so I've completed 4 paper bags, altered paper bags for some swaps that I'm in, and I don't know who my partners are yet because they haven't announced the partners, so I thought I'd go ahead and show my paper bags that I made, and the paper bags are actually white and they come from a thrift store purchase. They were 80 cents for the entire bag, and it didn't look like there were any missing. So I got a great deal on those, and I like the white for these projects. I actually don't have... this was the only set of paper bags that were larger, and actually they're according to the size requirements for the swap. So that's why I chose this size. And these are the regular lunch bags. Both sides are covered. But I won't show the backside because there's really not much to them. This one is still drying, so I don't want to turn it over. And the reason for it is, let me get started. I use the Vintage Collector stack, the fabric stack that I just got at Michael's. These are new for this year. This looks like paper, but it's not. It's fabric. So when whoever gets this paper bag will notice that it's got like a texture to it like fabric. But it's that pink ledger paper that's in the stack, the regular stack, but they have it in fabric now. So both sides are covered in this fabric type paper. And then I use the Recollections banners that I purchased yesterday at Michael's from the Valentines section. And all I did was cut it to fit my paper bag, and I did that 3 times. And then I also used some little, I think these are from K & Company, these little stickers. They're puffy stickers. I thought they went well with the colors on the bag. And this is actually a Project Life card. What I've done is taken the card and put a little American Crafts pop-up heart on it. And on the back is my sentiment, and at the bottom I will write a little note to the person who's getting this card. They can leave this in here, or they can take it out, but what I did was I made the bottom of the sack a pocket by taking the flap and sticking it down, and I just used some of that orange tape along the seam here where it folds up and made that pocket. So the gusset is still there. If you notice, I can still open the bag, but the bottom will not stand on its own. So whatever I fill it with will be, will be inside. And then this part right here, what I did was I used my background stamp, the new one from Recollections. It looks like this. Let me see if I can show it to you. It looks like this. And I used my Memento Luxe ink. Actually, no, that's not true. I used a chalk, I think I used the Vintage Pink from Prima chalk edger for this one, and stamped the background stamp. I like how it's not exactly clear in a way because it kind of makes it look vintage. But anyway, I'm trying not to get too much glare in there. But then on the side, on the right, I created this ornament not charm, but the ornament is actually one of those Michael's ornaments they had at Christmas, and I bought a set. It's glass, and I filled it with these seed beads that are in a mix. And the seed beads I got at Hobby Lobby, they were on the clearance wall, and they're like red, pink, white, just different colors, and I thought it really went well with this paper bag. And the other thing that I did was I took a rub-on from... Let's see if I have it. I have all my stuff is still out here, and it's kind of stacked up on my desk because I'm kind of a messy crafter. These mini marks, I got these at Marshall's some time ago, maybe last year, I don't know. And they're called Love Story. So it's got like a whole bunch of different rub-ons in it, if you can see that. And I used the one that says love, so it's like a stitched word, and then you can kind of see that on the outside. But the other thing that's in here is if you tilt up the heart, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to show this, sorry guys, if you tilt up the heart, and I'm just going to raise it up like this camera so it can sit up, there's a little ladybug in there, a pink one, and I used that is from Jolie's, and I think that's the French General collection that they had a whole bunch of pink items in it. But I thought that would be cute to see that if you hang this bag up on the wall. It doesn't have loops here, but I think I'm going to put a grommet in here at the top so you can hang it and also tie it closed. But I created this little ornament here, and it's glued with fabric tack. It's still drying, so what I want to do is make sure it's very secure so it doesn't fall, because it is glass. And then I glued the lid on there, and then made this bow out of some pink satin. This bow is created using the bow doll, and then I glued that down to the ornament top, the little loop, and also put a little crown here. And this, I think this crown comes from Hobby Lobby too. So that is my first bag, and as I said, the back side is covered with the same fabric paper, like this pattern. So that's the first one, and let me just set that aside so it stays out of the way. The second one I made is, again, using the Vintage Collector fabric pad. So this is fabric. At the top of the bag, I have, I have a big, what do you call this? Flower spray. And this spray was created for me by Letty, who is my little sweet peas. We did a swap, and she gave me the flower spray as part of the swap that we did. And I added some acrylic flowers to it, here and here, and then there is also some cutout hearts, and these are in the paper collection. One of the pages has a whole bunch of hearts on it, and I fussy cut out the hearts. So there's a couple of them tucked in here behind the spray. And I also used some of that Hobby Lobby trim that is pleated, and I just folded it over when I hot glued it down. So that is that bag. Let me adjust the camera so you can see it better. And I haven't cleaned up my mess, so my desk is full of all kinds of things that I pulled out that I thought I was going to use. Let me see if I can focus too. So I also have these little conversation hearts and some bling hearts that I have. I've had these in my stash for a while now. Again, I made a pocket here out of the flap in the bag, and it's a wood veneer from, I think this is Amy Tangerine, maybe. These are the bits, and all I did was take this one and stamped the sentiment, "Have a Sweet Valentine's Day," on it, and the back is blank. I may put my message on the back, I'm not sure yet if I'll do that. So that sits inside of the pocket. And then again, there's another stamp here. This is one of the new Michael stamps, I believe, for Valentine's, and more conversation hearts and bling. So this is my second bag, and again, the other side is covered with the same fabric paper, so it does feel like it's more of a canvas bag now. That's the second bag. The third one that I created is this red one. I went with a different color tone, and these all use the same size paper bag, by the way. But this bag, I used a K & Company paper. This one right here has little hearts across it, and it's red and cream. And then what I did was I took a doily that's in a heart shape and stuck that down first. Then I took some cheesecloth, and you can kind of see the ends of it here. And then I went to town with my Fabri-Tac and took out my stash of red buttons. And then one like gray one. But these are all, some of these are vintage buttons actually that I've had. And then this is obviously a newer button, but I just stuck one white one that's a flower shape and it's got some bling in the middle. And then these are some stickers that I think I got these at Target last year maybe when they were on clearance after Valentine's. So put some of those puffy hearts. They're puffy glittered hearts, and you can see that they're a little bit raised throughout the bag. And again, there's a pocket here, but I don't know if I'll be putting a message in here because I don't want to kind of mess up the way this looks. And I glued some satin ribbon. This is that ribbon that they had at Marshall's at Christmas. And, you know, since it is red, you can use it for Valentine's too. And I just created a tie. There's a ribbon on each side so it ties closed. And you can also use it to hang the bag by. If you, whoever gets this bag, they can hang it like it's a tag once they've taken everything out of it. And then this sentiment here is actually a rub-on. It's from Kaisercraft, and after I put it down, I wasn't sure that I liked it as much, but it's okay. I'll read it. We can do no great things, only small things with great love. And yeah, so that is a rub-on that I have. I have quite a few of them. And so that is the red paper bag. So I love how the buttons turned out. I really like this. And you can see that cheesecloth in there too in the doily. So that is the third one. And then the last one is actually quite a bit, not smaller. Well, it is smaller, but it's because I have a flap on it. And I'm in two separate paper bag swaps. And the size requirements are different for this one. So that's why I went ahead and folded this down, because I wanted to use it as the closure. So again, I created a pocket here. I don't think I'll put anything in here. And what I did was I used the Tim Holtz Cupid die. It's a movers and shapers die. I cut it out in chipboard and also in pink paper, and then stuck that together to give it dimension. So this is kind of the reason why it kind of maybe looks like there's a shadow on it, because it's dimensional. And then I used some of the pink and silver tinsel string to make it look like the balloons are being held by the Cupid. And these balloons are like the heart shapes, also movers and shapers dies from Tim Holtz that I did the same thing with. I cut some chipboard out, and I also cut some pink paper and then layered them, and then wrapped the tinsel around it and put a heart. And these hearts come from Lawn Fawn. They're acrylic or plastic. And then I stamped this sentiment, and this sentiment comes from a Fisker's stamp set. And then I have some puffy hearts. These puffy hearts are from Sticko. And I embossed the background here with the, I think this is a Cuttlebug embossing folder that I purchased recently. I used some seam binding at the top to do the closure, and it actually is hidden back here underneath the paper. This one I can turn around. I also did some stuff here too, because these two pieces here were separated, and there was like a seam, so I didn't want that to show, and I went ahead and put some trim over it. But this polka dot paper comes from, I think it's from an Echo Park paper collection. So that's where that comes from. And then this is some, I think, Basil or DCWV cardstock. So those are the 4 paper bags I created for the Valentine swaps that I'm in. And as I said, I don't know who is going to be receiving my goodies yet. But we are to fill these with a number of different items. And I will be doing that for my partner, whoever that, or partners, whoever that happens to be. And yeah, had fun creating this. I hope you all are having a good weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!